with shit and rats and all this crap. And they found a shoebox with all these papers in it. And my grandmother said, oh, that's nothing, just throw it away. And my uncle opened it up and he found this note that said, oh, hey, we're Polish. And my uncles ran to my grandmother and I'm like, Grandma, are we Polish? And she's like, slash him across the face, we're not Polish. But it says we're Polish. We are not Polish. Yeah, it turns out I'm a quarter Polish. My grandmother still won't own up to it to this day. But I'll tell you what proves that we're Polish. This right here. So my grandmother, she's going through cancer right now. She just had surgery this past week. And they drugged her up. And when she came to, my grandmother is 88. My grandmother ripped all her IVs out and knocked one of the nurses cold out. Solid at 88 years old. It took 7 nurses and doctors to restrain an 88-year-old Polish lady. My slogan in life is, I came into this world screaming, covered in somebody else's blood, and I have no problems going out that way. And my grandmother is living that out in hospitals to this day. Cancer treatment? Fuck you bitches, I'll knock you out. Amazing woman, batshit crazy. My grandmother is the one who taught me what racism truly is. Since she was Russian, apparently Russians are the chosen race. Jews, I don't know if you learned that, but the Russians took over your position. When I was 5 or 6, I remember being in LA with my grandmother and her sitting out on the front porch. And she used to own, she moved into LA before it got really developed, and she used to own the park and all the property around. That's all a ghetto now. So now my grandmother's just got her hoarder house in the middle of this ghetto with a park next door that she donated to the county, so that would be the one place that the Mexicans didn't own. And I'm sitting out there and my grandmother's yelling these words that I don't know at people passing by. I'm like, Grandmother, why are you yelling at the Mexicans? They're not Mexicans. Well, I don't. What does having a wet back have to do with walking down the street? Well, that's how they got into this country. I'm 6. I don't know what she's talking about. So my parents had an interesting car ride home with us, trying to explain, well, that's a racist term your chosen Russian grandmother uses to describe people from south of the border. Oh, don't say it at school, honey. Okay, I think I can manage this. So I've had a lot of interesting conversations with my parents over the years, having to do with many different things. I think one of my favorite things was my father's sex talk. Guys, we all hit a certain age where your dad decides that you have to have a sex talk. Well, my father and I are not close. We butt heads. We're just too similar. And I'm a stubborn asshole. I'll tell you all right that right now. And probably about 13, 14, my father decided that we were going to go on this long drive to go hike some hill and have a man-to-man in the wilderness. Some shit like that. I'm like, Father, I'm more manly than you. You're 6'4" and you weigh 400 pounds. You're not hiking up any hills to teach me anything. And if you're trying to have a sex talk, well, you're divorced and single, so do you really know how this works? Well, he decided this was still a good idea. So he's got my younger brother in the car with me too, and as we're driving along, he goes, we're like 2 hours into the car ride, and my brother and I don't know that this is what's going on, and he eventually just turns to us. We're still under the impression we're just going to go hike this mountain with our overweight father. And he turns around to us in the back seat and goes, so, I think y'all should know you're getting about to that age where you're going to start having these feelings. And you know, when my friends and I, when we got to this age, you know, my best friend John and I, he went out and he stole some tractor parts. And at this point, we're like, whoa. What do feelings have to do with tractor parts? He goes, and you're going to start finding women attractive, and you're going to start wondering how things work. And old John, he went in and he broke into a barn and he started stealing flywheels and axles and radiators, and you know, you should really respect the female body. And at this point, I'm in shop at school, and I know I've been doing some mechanic work around my uncle's shop, and I'm like, what the fuck do flywheels have to do with tits? Radiators and vaginas, I mean, you could have used electrical metaphors. There's the male and female adapters for outlets and shit like that. Well, I'm just saying, you know, be respectful. And if you get caught stealing things, you might go. John, he ended up in jail for 6 months, and he got probation in high school. And just don't disrespect the females. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. Dad, I don't know where to put my penis anymore. Does it go in the radiator hose, or am I supposed to find the how does flywheels fit into this whole situation? I'm a little bit lost here. And that was kind of growing up for me. And I'd like to thank you all for my great penis.